What do you say? What do you say? What up, people? We're hit, we're high, we're live, happening. How goes it in another week of the place that you come for paper airplane knowledge? While I suck down a chocolate shake. What's going on, people? We're live, we're here, we're happening. With got a new lighting. See, I don't know if you can tell, but kind of bright. No, I'm not in Discord. What the fuck are you doing here? What up, man? I never remember to do that shit. Yeah. Am I in Discord? That's what I always get out of you people. Am I in Discord? Hold on. I usually remember halfway through the show to get in there. Chocolate shake. It's good chocolate shake. What the hell is Discord doing? Discord's kind of black on me. Hey guys, so it's the weekly show. Huh? I'll do this later. Yeah. Something about. Okay, I'm in Discord now. Got it. Hey, you put up a thing that says May 18th. You give me a few to clean up with this one closet. Ha! All right. Yeah. Are you going to be on? You want to be on or are you going to be in? Thank God I made this a paper plane. I will literally close this down and start this back up if it's going to be like that. Well, get ready, people. It looks like NASA's is coming up. But how y'all doing this week? Yeah, it's not a weekly. I don't know why it's not a weekly. I decided to do more. Something told me to do more, and look who's paired up this here. Like, you gonna be in the show? You remember we talked about this, bro. I said, like, I get off earlier. We can do something earlier if it means you need to do something earlier so we can do something earlier. You know? You forget about that shit? Because we can, like, you know, pop on and pop up and pop out. Nah. You know. Hey, luckily this year I don't have any yellow jackets living in here. Excuse me while I suck down this shake. Don't ask. I'll put a little protein in the shakes. It's a McDonald's chocolate shake. Oh, all right. Well, that's all right. Well, like I said, you said we could do something, so I didn't know, like, when you want to do something, because I can do something whenever. I just got to be ready, you know, so. Got this new light in the office. Big ass poopy light. Multicolored. I'm going with the warm right now. We'll see how it works. All right, that's cool. I'm not going to do that one. Not unless we get to building something. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to building something. People, so what are y'all doing out there? We got somebody up. Nice to always see some people get on. I call this episode 18. I don't fucking know what episode this is. Anybody want to tell me what episode we really are at? I think it's actually sounding good and everything. I could always listen to it. Oh yeah, all right. It sounds pretty good. Yeah, I sound goofy. I've always been thinking about like changing the layout and the voice and shit like that, but you know, I don't know. I just ain't. I ain't. You know, I ain't. There it is. So, episode 18. Okay, well, that's wrong. But I'm close. It's 16. Gonna have to edit this a little bit. I don't know if it's coming up as you. But do you? All right, there it is. Okay, there we go. That looks much better. I call this sign. See, I also remember what we were talking about last week. We were trying to figure out exactly like what it is about how YouTube/Google finds us and crap. Well, I'm trying to figure out how YouTube finds us in crap. And science and technology is probably one of the more boring things on here, especially if we turn into a 2-hour show. Let's see how entertaining we really are, because I'm going to call this entertainment, because Paper Flights and More are, you know, like, we have the show because of paper planes. What else we do is because of you people. So, Damn, chocolate shakes are good. A little bit powdery when you put protein in there, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Got to keep up with oneself because self importance over self. So you can actually do crap like what we do, you know. But anyway, so trying to find the YouTube algorithms is always a pain in the ass. And well, I'm taking to thinking about how I'm gonna do this thing. Anyway, so like I'm calling it entertainment because entertainment is a little bit more wider variety and usually more of what this is. So I don't, you know, make it stupid. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. Any other hints about being found? Remember, we were also talking about getting into like exactly how YouTube finds shorts. Like, you get like some of your shorts. Any of y'all that put up shorts, you get certain ones that like have thousands of views, and the other one's got like 12, and you're like, how in the hell did that happen? I don't know. You can render, you could the exact same title with the exact same cover with the exact same tags. If you bother with tags, I don't ever think I bothered with tags of the ones that I put up, but tags and like the music you use, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, like, I swear to God, this monkey's playing a roulette wheel back there. He's like, oh, we'll give him some looks this week or this video and that, but this next one, man, get shit. And then they laugh at a bank or whatever the hell it is they do. I mean, I don't know. I figured Mr. IT guy over there, like I'm old school IT guy. He's new school IT guy. Speaking of which, we got to talk about that too, because like, dude, like, you know, if changes are happening, I'll come with you. I don't mean literally to Florida. I'm never going back down to the East Coast, but I mean, like, I'll come with you. I work with these devils and stuff like that, the white devils. But yeah. So yeah. IT people like just tell me what the fuck is going on. Oh, we just made it R-rated. Tell me what the hell is going on with this search algorithms to find out our videos and stuff like that. I'm working towards, you know, it's been like 3 weeks since we've had like a build or tech or anything like that. I really got to get a break. That's why I'm impressed. If Nancy's is coming on, I'm pressing like, dude, we need to do a tech talk or 5. Like, let's just do 5 in a row, get them recorded, shoot them out. Or do them all in one show. Who really cares? But we need to get it out there. That's good. I like that. Yeah, so, yeah, we need to get them out there. I mean, well, the builds are a little bit less natural, and I leave that up to the individual. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I leave it back up to the individual contractors. The contractors can do all they want. If you're an IVPAC member and you come on here, you can either put your build on your own channel, and you can put it on the IVPAC channel. You can do both. And you can wait until we get together and do it together, or you can like do it on your own. But like, I definitely want to kind of like do it on the way, like a both way, because builds are popular, flights are popular, but I mean, as IVPAC members, it's a little bit different for us. A lot of y'all out there don't have like an association, a bigger association they're with that causes. See, what the fuck? See that? I gotta figure out a way to do that. That's even doing it with that thing, you know, like that thing. I don't know. That's just weird. I may have a I may like put it right here. So I'm also thinking about changing my face to a potato. So be ready for that too. I always wanted to be a potato or the alien guy. The alien guy makes me laugh. I love that guy. Oh yeah. Just the right amount of goodness. So anyway, yeah, like, you guys tell me, would you figure out exactly what the hell it is, where the algorithms come to find your freaking videos? Because I mean, like, I don't know how many times I can say paper airplane during the video. Paper plane, paper airplane, paper aircraft, flying origami, and put that shit out there, and yet we don't jump up to the top of the timesheets. And I'm not going to pay to get there, because that's just bullshit. Paying, like, dude, it's gonna be like YouTube and everybody else that just like slathers all this crap on you. But like, you know, I said it before, I say it again, I'm not gonna scream at you like, hey, hit subscribe and look for the ding and all that blah blah blah. No, fuck that, dude. You do what you do on your own time and your own accord. I don't really care. You either will or you won't, regardless of whether I tell you to do it. I mean, I think you've only been reminded by the other 22 billion videos out there. You don't need me to say anything, so I'm not going to say anything. How you like me now? Yeah, so that's where we stand on that. How you like that background I got up there? So that background, remember you said I was like going through IVPAC's headquarters. That's 43rd headquarters building. Headquarters? You ever heard it say singular? It's pretty funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's the 43rd headquarters building right there in Hockmahofa in Milwaukee. 43rd Airlift Group. The first one established ever. And its picture was taken about 12 years ago. But there's many, many things about that have not changed in 40 years. It's much the way that building looked back 40 years ago from that view. The only difference basically is kind of like the other building that I showed you where there's two giant bushes out in front. The giant bush, that's about as big as the bush was on the left side there, what looks like your left side. The right side, there was another one that paralleled it, I think. I'm trying to remember that. You gotta understand, I was a little tight. I was a wee tot when I was living there and flying there. And yeah, it's ironic because the siding and the road, I mean, everything doesn't look like it changed. I can't tell from that view whether the floodlights are there. That scared me like a dickens, but Robert, what's going on, bro? Good to see you in here. Glad to see you got out of the salt mines and got to working with us, getting out of work there. Or driving to work, as it might be. Yeah, we're here. We're live. Good to see you chatting up. Yeah, like I said, I made this another paper planes and more because, well, I don't know, but it's a good thing I did, didn't it? Because you see, NASA is threatening to come on here, and you know what those turn out to be. I can get on it. Well, he gets tired quicker now, so it might only be like a 20-minute diatribe about how, the job and the house and the buying and the selling and, the stuff, the life, really, the life. But, yeah, I got to show up because I had to get to show up. And like I said, I'm showing that tree, I think was smaller. I'll tell you one thing that's changed in the picture that you can't see was like, even though I'm bigger and the trees got bigger, so the relative thing is there, but the car has probably changed because I can remember everybody's car around there. I remember my grandmother that lived there. She had a big old 76 Pontiac Bonneville Brougham, Granville maybe, out 76, 77. I had to look it back up. It was a huge ass car, but it was a coupe. But every car in the 70s was huge, so it was a blue interior, white outside, big ass Pontiac. The neighbor had a cool ass Pontiac. He had like a 76 Grand Prix. That looked pretty cool, maroon color. And then for people down the way, they had a green like Delta 88 diesel. That car sounded funny when it started. And then Adam and his dad over at the end of the street, he had a like that late 70s, mid to late 70s model Monte Carlo right before they changed to the C bodies that were all look the same and crap like that. You say that like I know what the hell you's talking about. You're in there? You're in there. Where are you at? You're in there. I gotta get up on in there. There it is. Contractors only and shit. Wait. Oh yeah, there you is. Right there you is. Aha! There you is. What's with that screen name, dude? That's appropriate. What the fuck? Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why the hell it is I can't hear you. Why is it can't I hear you? I saw the green circle, so I know you talking. That's just stupid. The box lights up. Wait. Output. I see what's going on. Hold on. I see what's going on. There we go. I think that'll work. There it is. I hear you now. Say what? You were dead today, so you got unburied. Is that what you're trying to say? The hell. Well, that's good though, isn't it? I think. Yeah, me too. You know it's got to be, boys.
I went and got my wrist injection today.
The hell's a wrist injection?
Yeah, I got to get it every 3 months, and I finally got it today. Like it finally was the time to go to the appointment. I've been waiting. I got to get it every 3 months, and I could not sleep last night. I was up late.
So you guys
I
can
had to
hear.
go drop the wife off at the airport early this morning, so I didn't sleep at all. And then I get there, and I mean, I can't say that I didn't sleep. I probably took like power naps throughout like 2 power naps. I took like a 30-minute power nap in the parking lot of the hospital before I went into my appointment, and I took like a 30-minute power nap on the way home because I was swerving all over the interstate.
A power nap. All right.
Yeah, so I've had two 30-minute power naps in 2 days, and then I finally got home at like, crap, what time was that? I got home at
You don't know.
I don't. I mean, I felt like a zombie. 5 o'clock Central Time. I made it home. PM.
The 1700 Zulu people.
1700 for those.
For basically the rest of the world.
For everybody. Yeah. So I came home and I've been in and out of consciousness all.
So we managed to get you while you're in consciousness. Okay, that's good.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I apparently, and I don't remember when I went between the meds and the lack of sleep and the sheer amount of pain that my body's in, that it finally crashed out. I did finally, I guess, make it. I made it to the bedroom at some point because at one point I was on the couch watching golf.
Oh my God! Yeah, no wonder you fell asleep.
And I was, next thing I know, I got my kids like waking me up. I don't know I don't even remember what they needed.
Yeah.
But they're pretty self-sufficient. They're not like babies.
I want to say this before, and I've said this again. Who in the fuck watches golf? I mean, it's a boring as hell sport to play. It's an even more boring sport to watch.
I like to play it.
And also, I would like to point out that the word sport, when using it for golf, is a fucking joke. That is not a sport. That is basically driving your fat, lazy ass around, because basically every golf course now doesn't let you walk, because that'd just be a goddamn atrocity, because there's too many fucking humans on this planet.
Yeah, there's very few courses that allow you to walk.
Yeah, because there's too many fucking humans on this planet, and then you got them dumb nerds walking around looking gay on the damn, like, dude, I yell at golfers every time I drive by now, every time. I say, why don't you losers go back to work? Why don't you go home and spend time with your wife? Why don't you do something, then walk your fat ass around the course looking at a ball? I mean, don't get me, I tease him. I like to do it too. I tease him. I golf too, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Because golfing is.
Don't put it in the same cat. I don't really, I mean.
It's boring as hell.
In all sense of, is it a sport? I mean, it does have some athletic challenges to it.
Yeah, let's go see y'all take out a basketball player or something like that.
If you're getting more into the competitive realm, because you do have to walk those courses, you can't.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that the only people that actually get to walk are the professionals that get paid to do it? It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because you're thinking what they're playing 4 rounds if they're winning. They're playing 4 rounds plus the practice rounds plus the the warm ups and all this stuff that they're doing. So
Right.
they're playing a lot of golf. So they're physically worn out
That's
from that.
I
Because
guess.
that's the beginning. But that's the challenging part of the sport is definitely just hitting the right shot and with the conditions that you're given.
Well, yeah,
That's
there's
not
always a
easy to do.
challenging part, but I mean, like, my God, the ball's only like 1.2 centimeters or 1.2 inches around, and the hole's only 3 inches around. But goddamn, so it's got to be challenging. But fuck's sake, dude, it's still boring as all get out. The only thing more boring than golf is fishing.
I like watching it because now that I play it a little bit more, I know how hard that shot was for them to do that. It's not the 300 plus yard bombs that they're hitting off the tees. Those are cool. I like them, but that's not what gets me. It's that 120-yard pitching wedge shot, that they can get to spin at 100 freaking miles an hour and come back 10 feet and get within 2 feet of the hole.
I think you're looking. I think you're looking into. I think you're looking into it too much. I think you should be spending time watching the paper airplane videos more than the golf.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I've been, it's easy to. There's no paper airplane videos on the clicker, on the zombie box.
How the hell is there not? Is it not a smart TV? You get the YouTube from the smart TV.
Well, that one is a smart TV, so shut up. That one is a smart TV. So
That's right. That's right.
Brought to you by Chips and Salsa and Linings.
Well, that would be, except of course we can't see that. So
I know you can't see it, and I don't. Hopefully, you can't hear me crunching and.
No, I don't think they can pick that up. They can't hear you though, so you at least live that way. It's good to have you back, man. At least you're back on here.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know what day it was.
Well, like we always talked about changing it up and shit like that, and that's one of the reasons why I said, like, I don't know why, but I had this thing to do Paper Flight and More this week instead of Paper Aircraft Weekly, even though I probably do that tomorrow. But I also said at the beginning, it's like, well, maybe I could remind him, like, dude, you remember we talked about the last time, like, get off earlier now. So if you want to do something early before you actually get tired, we can do something early. Just let me know.
Yeah, but I never know, and I'll be honest, I never know between the medication that I'm on now for everything, and I just don't know when my body's gonna. It's a challenge for me to stay awake during work. I'll be honest. There's days that I caught myself dozing off the computer, and I have to, and I end up trying to make those days up. Like I'll work if I'm drowsy during the day, and I may struggle during the day to get stuff done. I'll get off work at my normal time. I'll take a power nap, as I call them, like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I'll do that right after work, like 4:30, 5:30 in the evening, and then I'll turn around and get up, and my body all of a sudden feels like I just slept 8 hours. It's stupid. I hate it because I know I didn't. Because after about an hour or two, my body's already tired and ready to pass out again. So I know I'm not getting the right amount of sleep, but it gets me enough energy to get in and get something done that I need to get done. And like I'm at crunch time with what I'm working on anyways. I was hoping to come back and get some stuff done today, but it's already sticking 10 o'clock, at night, and I'm not going to get anything done for work because I was off today.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm off Friday. Friday's my scheduled day off. I have every other Friday off. So it's my scheduled day off, but I've got a lot of shit going on with the house. So I've been busy packing and organizing and getting stuff ready for that.
You guys feel like this is a regular script? Like how many times we've been on the show and like who's packing in the background? There's always somebody packing in the background. It's like every other year it's packing in the background.
Okay, yeah, but I will say that I'm done. This has to be the last one. And I was planning on this one being kind of the last one. We always knew that we wanted a second home in Florida.
Yeah.
Like just to get away for the winters when we did want to go.
Yeah.
But this house was too much. Well, I should say the house became too much after I got injured.
I'm gonna send you a housewarming gift in the shape of a boat and a paddle. So when the water levels rise and take your shit away because Florida just is nothing but water. You have something to do, so we could actually do a show from a canoe.
I'm on tune. Don't worry.
Damn. Right back
Not
down.
by choice.
Right
But I'm
back.
getting a pontoon.
Right back down in the sunk. I swear to God.
Would like to go get me a yacht.
Right back down in the sunk. Man, like, sometimes I think, like, every time you do it, I'm like, sometimes I still float on, like, and even Chrissy was saying something about the wife. Guys, the wife. Like, when I talk about Chrissy, I talk about the wife. And she was saying, you get that kind of job like Mark's got, so, like, you can stay home a lot, too, and just travel when you got to travel. I'm like, yeah, I could, but he's in that pain on that damn time. The pain and the job are not related. So
yeah, they're not any way, shape, or I mean, they kind of are now because the pain that I'm in because of what happened outside of work is affecting work. So
yeah,
eventually they will correlate, but as of right now, it's not because of work that I'm in. But
I mean, every once in a while, I dabble in looking at like some.
Down there will help because the weather changes won't be so drastic that I probably won't be in as much pain.
Yeah, but again, I like to point out that anywhere in the southern regions would be less drastic. Why you got to pick Florida?
I would say yes, you are correct, but they still get we all North Carolina still gets winter when it's winter time. Not snow, but winter, like cold.
I wouldn't.
I can't.
I don't know.
I don't think my body can handle that anymore.
Well, I know, but I said like Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, southern places.
It's still get fucking cold.
Dude, everywhere.
I live in Louisiana. It still gets down to stinking.
Rarely. It doesn't move down there every year, dude.
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't move down to Florida like ever.
Yeah, that's because God has cursed that godforsaken state, dude.
Yeah, he wants it to be hot and like hell down there.
I mean, you could always go back to like Iraq or something like that. That doesn't get cold there.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but I
don't need 100.
Every once in a while, I keep looking at like the GS jobs and seeing about going back into that or like trying to dabble in that. But I just don't know, man. I don't know.
Aside all the nonsense, let's get to work. Let's get to work.
Oh yeah, what work are we doing?
Well, what you got on your agenda? Because I'll put out some stuff that I've been tossing around, but I'm actually gonna go follow through with once I get settled in down there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Like.
I think you kind of set it up for me in that way when I saw and we talked about the age of the aircraft.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, because you were talking about how.
Because I'm in a similar boat.
Yeah, you want to renew some shit and get some stuff newer in the fleet, right?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely just yeah.
Are you planning on doing like me, where I took these votes and found out from people like I'm going to keep one legacy bird that's like ancient, and then like all the rest are just going to keep on.
I may do them in reserve.
Okay.
I may do them or do it as a show team.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Like the Blue Angels or something, or the Snowbird, the Canadian Snowbirds, or something. Whatever show team you like to watch. Could keep them around for that purpose and that purpose only.
That's true. Okay. That's a pretty good option for something like that.
Because I mean, the phases definitely, they have that look about them. They have the flight definitely to be able to do that and you for a long time that bird has always outflown its airspace that it's ever lived.
Oh yeah.
Always had to take it to a much larger annex to fly that thing. So keeping that in mind and realizing that I was always trying to compete with that as well. Like that's what I wanted out of my superiority plane.
Right. Okay.
I wanted that because it's awesome. We all know that, if you can get 20, 30, 40 seconds out of a flight, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
That you physically thrown and designed, and we all love that. But the sheer necessity of it for the purpose of what we're accomplishing isn't needed unless you have that much airspace to defend. Like, could I use that here where I'm at in Wisconsin? Sure, but I don't have even the space here to fly that kind of plane.
Too many trees. Yep.
Yeah, too many trees. I don't have the open space. So in theory, it's almost like living in an apartment complex.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. You've got limited airspace.
Yeah. An area.
Yeah.
So why do I need it to go all the way down to the end of the road? Why do I need my interceptors to go to the mailbox, which is, acres away?
True.
Don't. Because, if you're going to go bomb that, who cares? You're down at the end. You're not near me.
That's right. Yeah, you'd be pushing them back to that, and then getting back to their territory. So yeah, you'd only need short range leapfrog. Yeah.
So my short range and medium and long and interceptors and all that stuff really, for most people, probably could be distance-wise much shorter than we're probably thinking.
It's true. If you watch a lot of flight videos from me or any IVPAC member, such as yourself, or like anybody else out there, and see how far they go, you got to remember, of course, that you're not just looking at something. They take them out to a baseball field or whatever it is, or a field, an annex that we use, and they fly all around and crap like that, but it's wide open. And, sometimes your front yard's wide open, but sometimes your front yard's only wide open about 30 yards. So, that's covered. It's covered. So what do you need all that crap for? This isn't to say, like, it's hard to scale back an interceptor. If you find a great interceptor, it's like, it's going to go straight for pretty much as hard as you throw it. Well, what are you going to do? You're not going to cut one off at the knees and say, like, I'm only going to make this thing go 10 yards. Bam,
Yeah, we're not saying that, but that's more of the straight vertical throw.
Yeah,
so
right.
You're going to have a lot of that airspace open anyways.
Indeed.
Now, you're risking losing it still, either in trees or buildings.
Yeah, true that.
The risk of losing it or getting it stuck in something and having to go get it, but at the same time, it's a much different throw than distance,
Yeah, and depending on how you build. Depending on how you build the interceptor too, is also one of the reasons why, like Mark just said, like you get it caught up in something, you get it stuck in something, it could either get itself out or it could just get itself stuck permanently. Because if it's thick, it gets on a roof, it may slide right down. If it's thick, it goes in a tree. If it gets stuck in a branch, it's probably there to stay. I mean, you're gonna have to climb to get it. So there's pros and cons, and we've dealt with those before.
Always carry a golf ball retriever.
Say what?
Always carry a golf ball retriever.
Oh yeah, always carry a. Oh yeah, must have. Golf ball retriever is just
some sort of long grappling. Like you can even nowadays they got those extendable grappling claws that you can grab.
Yeah.
You just need to be careful of grabbing the plane with it.
Right. Yeah. You need some special tools. If you're really attached to the plane that you're out there that you're potentially losing, you really need some special tools to go and save it. Depending on where you're at too. Again, if you're stuck with a whole bunch of trees, like in the middle of the forest up there, and the base that you barely even had a chance to like figure out what's there at, by the way, I'm hoping once you finally move, you'll figure out what you get based at the stuff that you left. Because you never did figure that out, did you?
I never. No. It never took off.
Not right. Yeah, never took off. That's a good way to put it. I got to look at. I mean,
Friday never flew. It flunked.
Did you never flew there? Did you ever fly there?
Yeah, I did a little bit, but okay. I mean,
that's
literally a handful of times.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, especially this year. I mean, we didn't get rid of the snow and the cold until May.
That was last month.
snow was gone late April, and it was still wet and nasty for half of May.
Right.
It's just now gotten to the point where it's like actually decent enough to go outside and throw. And now all the pollen and everything else is so bad up here, and the mosquitoes suck that they'll probably just carry off your plate anyway.
You're having that problem up there? We don't have any mosquitoes much here yet.
Oh, it's ridiculous. They're like freaking tranquilizer horses up here.
Okay, you do have you put the brand new Thunderbolt Plus, as we called it, in there, or rather maybe I did. Now that I think about it, I think we talked about this a while back, and I said, like, I'm gonna stick some placeholders in there, and once you figure yourself out, you can get the stuff in place.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
But I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna look at all the bases, and I'm gonna see what's necessary.
Very necessary.
I may either put some in reserve or close them. And then from there, once I establish that, then I'll establish what is going where, because kind of simultaneously, I'm going to basically go through all my new designs and figure out what role they're going to fill, and they're gonna basically replace everything that's old. And then the old stuff is going to go into reserves or trainers, or because in a sense it could be a trainer because it's got the experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I could do it that way, for that type of role. So I'll make that a trainer for that role. Like Spider, for instance, take Spider and it basically trains the others to the new age of what air superiority really is versus what Phase and Spider know.
Aha! Okay.
So classroom tactics of like Maverick and Top Gun having to adapt to today's world, because it's a much different world than when they were around.
That's right. Yeah. They were the scourge, but now, yeah.
Has changed. Ideas have changed.
The ideas have changed, right? And you still, because you still have, you didn't discover like Riak and Ekron and Hagataka. We don't know where they're going to be for you. So yeah, you're right. You got those new ones to play with. You still got NDD-20 apparently to play with. I'm hoping you know what that is. You gave it that name after we talked about it. I've got it here on the sheet because we talked about it, and I said, "Oh, you're calling it that? Okay." But I don't know if it's a ninja thing. It could be. That could be what we're talking about.
What year was that?
Well, apparently 2020. If you called it NDD-20.
You suck.
That was your name, man. I wrote it down because you gave me the name. So you do have newbies to play with. I mean, I don't know. Well, I also wonder, what do you mean by newbies when you say newbies? Like your new aircraft are the ones we're talking about, like Raptor and Ekron and stuff like that haven't been placed yet. And
yeah. And technically, they're new in a sense, but they're already 2, 3, 4 years old.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. They're already getting some age.
But the design itself, even though it's been that long and it's been around that long, it really hasn't been in active status or really being used in a sense in a role ever.
Right.
So in actuality, that's kind of hilarious, and thinking how the military actually rolls out aircraft as well. They design something for 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah. I know. I just saw this funny little cartoon somebody made about Star Trek style, where they did Stardate 53, blah 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 blah, whatever, Captain's Log, Stardate 53. The Enterprise D is being retired, and on its way to the scrapyard, it's escorted by a B-52X. Because, you know, in the year 2500, the B-52s would probably still be flying. So, I mean, probably. Let's face it, we're never going to retire that beast. So, I just realized looking back on yours too, yeah, because like between Ninja, Raptor, Ekron, and Dagger, those are the only 4 that you've made has NASA's. Everything else you made is Mink. Maverick Incorporated. Yeah, oh yeah, only NASA's.
And
oh yeah, Hagataka counts. Yes.
yeah, you kind of leased that one out, which
That's your bird. That's your bird.
yeah, I get that, but it wasn't an original design. Where the heck did
React too, right? Because React
that
is
might have been Coburg.
React. Yeah, React is that's a SMA design. That's both of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was like one of those SMA ones.
Yeah.
Um,
So you got 7 in the chamber. If you just count those, Ninja, Raptor, Ekron, Dagger, Hagataka, React, and that NDD-20, you got 7 right there in the chamber that are at least. My God,
yeah.
Ninja's already. You're right though. Ninja's already 7 years old.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at that. I'm like, Ninja's already 7 years old. I built that one early Florida the last time I was there.
Yep.
And I remember when I built that because the place that I tested it and flew it, I can't fly in that space anymore because now that's a putt-putt course. That's a mini putt-putt course there.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I know. I was pissed off.
And hell,
That
Raptor.
live I did with you that day that I was out there testing them.
Yeah.
That kind of night flight. Yeah, that's where that was at. And now it's a stinking little mini putt-putt course. So, it just takes up the whole area, and you can't.
Yeah, that sucks.
But it wasn't like the ideal space to fly anything other than Ninja and maybe Firecat and your Swallow. Perhaps Swallow is damn. Man, Swallow's like 8 years old too.
Swallow is beyond 8 years old. Swallow adds 8 years onto Ninja because it was born in 08, dude. So, I mean,
damn, was it?
Yeah, basically you've got your fleet is comprised.
I had to go back and redesign it.
Yeah, you did.
In 2015. That's why.
That's why.
I
Yeah.
had to go back and redo it, but the original came out in 08.
But it's funny because you've got like three core years. You've got 2001, 2008, and 2019. Those are the 3 core years most of your planes come from. It's like, seriously, looking at it, it's like, wow. You got 2 from 2000, which, well, you use Vortex, but I'm willing to bet you're going to get rid of Vortex. Draco's,
oh, yeah, because Viper was already on the verge of replacing Vortex anyway.
Yeah, Draco's gone, and those are the only 2 from 2000. But, like, then you got the core group from 2001, then you got 2008. And Ninja's the only one that was built in 2016. So,
which one?
Ninja's the oddball. It's not built in your like blocked areas. 2001, 2008, 2019.
Yeah.
See, guys, this is why this is important to keep like dates and stuff like that, so you can tell how old and when you built.
I don't have it on this list for this inventory that I have. I mean, I have the other one, but I haven't. I'm just looking at my list.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, side note.
Side note.
The database design. Knowing what I can't do because of the limitations, I'm going to figure out. Let me go look at something right now on here.
Okay. We've always talked about this, folks. We've only been working on the database for like 20 plus years, so you know this is.
And I've got way more skills now than I had before. Like even over these last couple of months, because I've been working on something for the entire. Get this. This is where my skill sets have gone. I went from making small little stuff for like individual little HR officers, like, oh, here's a nice little thing for you as an HR department, like one little small department. Now I'm doing it for the entire Veterans Benefit Administration organization.
So it makes a little bit more.
I'm building a an app, a tracking system, a ticketing system, if you will, for their HR department for the entire organization. I'm almost done with it.
Okay.
And I put it out in less than right around a month and a half. Went from template design that I had already built to from idea that they said, hey, this is what we're trying to accomplish. And I said, oh, I have something that may work for that. Here, take a look and see what, if this is something you're interested in. Back in the middle of May. And they said, that's exactly what we're looking for. Can it do this? Oh, yeah, I can do that. Can it do this? Yeah, I can do that. And they just kept adding on and adding on and adding on. And now it's gotten to the point where it's like, I've got dashboards, I've got request forms, I've got all kinds of stuff in the system now. And I'm like, holy crap, I've learned a lot. But I've also realized how to scale it for an entire organization. So what that means is all the stuff that even I've learned over this last month and a half to 2 months, now I can take it and use it on the personal side.
And for this organization.
And I can say, okay, well, I don't have access to the same stuff. Do I want to go get the access to the same stuff, find out how much that costs, because I don't know if it really costs that much to get the Microsoft Suite product with Power Apps and Power Automate and Power BI and have all the goodies that Microsoft has. Or do I want to go see what Google has and see what they have out there that's free? Let me just Google something right now.
This is one of the things that held us back a while back when we were like looking at this and we were like trying to figure out how we were stumped by like all the various iterations of building databases and stuff. And, the tech has come along with us. So while we're sitting here procrastinating, stuff has become easier and wider spread. So it's a little bit easier to find stuff and make stuff. As a matter of fact, I've been getting plugs for this. There's actually a couple more variants of label makers out there, like the world's smallest label maker, as they tout themselves, which I'm sure is just a clickbait kind of thing. However, there are small label makers out there, and they are able to make like QR codes and barcodes and so on and so forth. And I'm just thinking, that's like attachable to databases.
Those QR codes have come a long way, and they can get really, really tiny.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be crucial for tracking aircraft if we want to ever do something like that.
That's gonna and that's also gonna be crucial for being able to generate those not only from the app or from, and I keep calling it an app because that's what I built, but from the database, we could get it all. My brain is already going a million miles an hour. I'm trying to see what's under more. Google Script.
What?
But you also got viewer and reader for access. They've got this. Oh, drop a file. That's right. That's that stupid drop a file thing.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
I hate that. Let me look at this Google app script.
I mean, it's good for stuff, but it's not good for what we're talking about. So
Google app script or the drop. Yeah, that drop in stuff is not triggers. Okay, this isn't terrible. This will let me.
What can fantasy managers expect from Trevor Lawrence in 2023? He's a QB1.
sure.
And I can do that. That's pretty neat. Where's Google Forms?
Google's got their fingers in so many pies. It's almost hard to keep track. Yeah.
Questions. Headings. Make this a quiz. Make this a presentation. Make this.
Yeah.
He is now the #1 wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers.
Let's go.
Shit.
Terrible. We could use this to some degree for some other things. Oh, I like that. That's neat. Google, you're impressing me a little bit. Go look at.
He's trying to find us a way to get this thing off and running. Again, that we've only been talking about for 20 years. It's a lot harder than it sounds when you start with a new software program. People, it's not exactly all fun and games. But hey, while he's looking it up, in the meantime, you guys done any flying? You guys done any building? You let us know. You put it up there, and you let us know if like there's something. I'm sorry we haven't done many flight/build videos, but that was something I was going to tell you, Mark. Like if you got some time, we should get a couple of like tech talks up here. You know, I think the crowd would like to see a tech talk or two. I actually wouldn't mind getting a tech talk or two out. I don't know why the hell I haven't done so myself. I should have done that.
Their stuff could be as low as possibly $5 a month per user.
Oh hell! So it is pay though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We as the federal government pay for services, and I don't know exactly to what degree how they pay for some of those licenses. If it's a monthly thing, or if it's a yearly thing, or if it's I don't know what their agreement with Microsoft is, because we do pay for it. It's not free. It's not just because we're the government and we need certain things we get them. We still pay.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great for the taxpayers.
Well, no, but we're accustomed to it by now.
but yeah, I mean it's, and then of course they jip you as far as the government goes, and then say, okay, well if you want that, that's part of our premium. That's why they come out with these premium services within the basic stuff like Power Apps and Power BI and even some of your Microsoft stuff. Well, if you want the premium version to be able to do everything, you got to pay this. And the government is part of that problem. They're the reason why that exists. Because a lot of that stuff we need to do our jobs, so they make it separate, and then they charge us an additional fee on top of the regular license.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's stupid. Don't get me wrong. I hate it. But the business side of it for Microsoft and every other company that's done that is smart to do it that way. Because we have no choice. We have to pay for it. As an organization, or even bigger companies are paying for these services because they need them. So run unlimited apps and portals per user for one flat monthly fee. So I can build as many apps as we want, as many portals. It's just $20 per user. Or we could do one app or portal, be the dashboard, the database, and then each user would cost $5 a month.
Well, once it's established though, like it could be ours, right? It doesn't have to be like something that's actually purchased through and everything.
Yeah. Well, no, because you're gonna need access to where it's housed.
Oh yeah, if you got to do your own updates to it, right?
Yeah, because you can't. Because even if you release it and you never update it, you don't house it on your personal computer.
Ah, yeah, okay.
The file is not housed in your.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
It's part of that service that they provide. It's actually on their server. They house it. You go so they can get the access to get it. That's where they're charging. That's how they're charging
It does make a little sense.
And I'm sure the VA's paying like the $20 a month plan because we build whatever we want. We have unlimited apps, and the additional stuff is the premium stuff is all the additional stuff inside of the app that you want certain features for.
Ah, okay.
Certain connectors, certain like Microsoft Azure connectors and certain Power BI connectors are premium services, and you can't use some of their visuals. Some visuals are premium services.
Well, that's all. That's kind of good. That makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah, you just pay for the main product, but we would only need one app. I mean, it's only one. We're only trying to build one.
Right. Yeah. We only want that database. So yeah.
So that's not terrible. $5 a month, not terrible. People are paying that on.
For only 50 cents a week, you could send a child.
Yeah, right.
You notice you don't see those commercials anymore.
Not as many.
Well, 50 cents won't get you shit anymore. That's why.
Yeah, now it's just $1 a day.
All right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Or for just a couple bucks a day.
I mean, yeah, it's more like that because seriously, if you can't get a small fries from anywhere for $1, then yeah, you're screwed. You can't feed homeless people or starving people without that because the world sucks. Seriously, I can't believe how much that stuff is. You look back and see how much stuff costed when you was a kid, and then come up here and be like, "Oh my God,
man, Taco Bell, I can't go to McDonald's. I can't go anywhere without spending $30, $40.
I know, dude. Yeah, and they got you, dude. It's like, man, any place you go, anything, and if they do have, if there's any place, any grocery store that's got the same price or a little cheap price, the box got smaller, the servings got smaller.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that if it's the same price, it's not the same amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're paying for less product.
Or like, oh my God, Twixes, like for Christ, candy bars are a great option because you go to a convenience store, you look at candy bars, not only has the price like doubled, but they have gotten smaller as well. So it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. I'll pay extra. Just bring them back to the regular size, please.
I swear the sticks of gum are not the same size anymore.
I don't know. I ain't had gum in a long time. Is that really true too, people? So you got like.
I mean, I'm talking about like not the fancy stuff like the 5 and all that stuff where they are smaller, like the little bitty rectangle little things.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the actual like spearmint double mint spearmint brand gum. I think those sticks are smaller than they used to be.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
For them being fairly cheap and the same price that they used to be, you know, they're not the exact same that they used to be, but they haven't gone up as much in price.
They're trying to appease you. If you hadn't noticed, it's like the one thing everybody you ought to be out there if you go shopping, the one thing you notice the price is down on, TVs are cheap as hell. They are cheap as hell. I don't know why they're immune to like
everybody's at work.
I guess. I mean, like I don't know how they're immune to like inflation, but they are seriously immune to inflation. You can get an ultra modern, like whatever your up to date TV is. It might be like $2,000 now, but if you wait 6 months, it'll be like $500. It's like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have too many of them. That's the problem.
You could go get now. Even I got an email the other day from Best Buy. There's like a 42-inch TV, 4K UHD smart TV, $70, dude. I'm like, what the hell? Are you kidding me, dude? Oh, that's just nuts. Every time you go shopping, it's like you just keep buying TVs because it's the only damn cheap thing you can find. How's gas up there, by the way? You got expensive gas up there?
What's that?
You got your gas prices expensive or cheap up there?
Depends on who you ask.
Oh.
I mean, it's relative. It's not like ridiculous, but it's still stupid.
Well, yeah, I suppose it would be.
I mean, it's $3.69 a gallon up here.
Oh yeah, see, that's not so bad. That's not so bad.
That's not so bad. It was $3.09 in stinking Minneapolis.
Damn, what the hell's Minneapolis got?
It's just one or two locations. It's this Love's gas station.
God damn, every time I go back down to like Heartland and shit like that, close to Menominee Falls, it's like
not
three.
in Minneapolis. I should correct myself. It's not. It's like Forest Lake. It's like one of the northern suburbs.
Oh,
that's growing.
They're you go if I go down to Menominee Falls or Heartland, it's like 389 down there.
Yeah, it's 369. Down to 349 over by the reservation.
Ah yes. Ah yes. Off the reservation. Anyway,
yeah,
okay.
$3.50 a gallon for me.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's
so
been that way for a while.
okay, so he's got the news, he's got the stuff, he's still planning on. Are you still planning on doing the tournament?
With the planes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a choice. I mean, that's kind of how you got to do it.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess so. I'm just wondering. The only reason I was asking about it is because now that you've had that epiphany about ranges, it's like, well.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of what that tournament is going to be.
Okay.
It's going to say, okay, here's like my 5 newest ones that are all relative in the same size, shape, category. Because you got to remember, I got on that stupid. I can't say stupid. I got on that fix of I was trying to build something like diamond in triangle.
Yeah.
You know, I will never not call them that.
You will. It's true. You won't, will you?
Dude, that's like OG for me. Like I can't. Like that's so. Like that's what I see when I see them. Like I don't see diamond. I don't see any of these others. No. I see diamond and triangle. That's what I see. Because we didn't know a name. You couldn't figure it out. It took you forever, and those things flew awesome.
Well, again, they were competing, so they weren't named yet because they were still experimental at that time.
Well, I know, but I've always and you do that more than I do, but you don't name your experimentals.
No.
I always did up until lately. I stopped doing it because I was like, man, I'm tired of trying to come up with a name until like I'm ready to roll it out.
Yeah, no, that's why you don't want to name it because it's like giving a kid a name. You don't want to name the baby and then like if you're a parent and you like you talk about having a kid and you're like, oh, I can imagine Peter being, say it's Peter, you can imagine Peter being this three sports athlete and shit like that, and he grows up and he likes to be a ballerina, and they're like, well, that's not Peter. So you don't want to be disappointed in what it is. So if you name the plane and you start experimenting with it and it's total crap, well, then you're like, shit, I wasted that name on that plane, because you really don't want to do it again. It's like a stigma then, you know? I mean, sure, you could use it again, but you know you're going to be calling it that one. Like, okay, so which freaking fox are we dealing with here now? You know, because you got like 3 foxes, right? So
yeah,
that's why I can't do it. It's just like
that's something that I haven't been doing either, which is something that you do way more often than I do, and that's when you design one, you immediately put it into more testing on top of that and say, okay, well, what if I did it this way? What if I did it that way? And you get like 15 variations.
Yeah.
In the middle of testing. I've never done that. I build the same one over and over and over. I build 15 of the same one. You build like 5 of the same one and then build like 30 more. But they're like in groups of 5 and you test them. Maybe this group is made out of just thicker material, like just Dodge paper. No changes to the original design, just Dodge paper. Then you take that and say, okay, well, this is Dodge paper and this. This is notebook paper and this. This is, you know, and you'll do, which is great, and I like it because it actually can test multiple things and multiple variants at the same time to see how they are performing under the same scenario.
Yeah, yeah, that's
which is
true. I mean,
which is by far
I kind
ahead
of,
of where I've been,
I don't.
thought process wise and organizational wise. Now, I will say over the last at least
He's
8
advancing.
months that I've been kind of gone. I mean, I know it's been a little longer, but I'm talking about since I've gone through a lot of this health changes and all this stuff. Um, these last like 8 to 10 months, damn, it's been 9 months already. My thought process and the way I have to do things at work. I have started looking outside of work differently and treating things differently and reacting to things differently and processing things differently.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So I'm taking that organizational thought process and applying it to life because I need to, because I'm trying to, get outside of my little box and actually have, some thought other than, I saw it on TikTok.
Well, that's cool. All right. That's good. That's good.
So,
You know, thinking outside the box. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so when I look at it that way and I say, okay, well, shit, you've been doing this for I don't know how long. I don't know why. I just didn't do it as well. And I was kind of not really even being a puppet at that point because you were doing it and I wasn't following.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
it was
Yeah.
getting
It's true.
worse. Like when I look back at it and I'm analyzing my situation, like, holy cow, I did not even follow your structure the way you did it, which is what I should have done to begin with. But you were very adamant, like, hey, do it your way.
Oh yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
did that. And that was good because it does help anybody new coming in to say, hey, you don't have to do it like I do it. You don't have to be as organized as I am. You don't have to be as structured as I am with the way I do things.
right.
Do it the way that works for you, which is great. And it helps everybody else. But for me, having now 20 plus years of experience,
I know.
I
Kind of.
need to figure out. I need to take that experience and say, "Holy crap! I've been doing things so jacked up for the last 20 years. Why did I wait so long?"
I think it happens to all of us to a certain degree. Yeah. I mean, it even happened to me too because it's just like when I stumbled onto my technique, it was stumbling into it, and
And
I could
that's where
keep
some of the
myself from
thought
timing.
processes and things over the last couple of years that we've talked about. When I talked about intent,
Yeah.
what's your intent when you sit down and design and build the plane? What is your intent? Are you trying to build a phase? Well, if you're intending to build a phase and it comes out completely looking like a bag of ass, well, it's probably not a phase. But if you intend to build a phase and it looks like a phase, but it doesn't fly like a phase, you still have a phase, you just have a different variant.
Yeah.
Because that's what your intent was. Just because it flies differently doesn't mean it's not the same plane or same skeleton of the same plane. Because the F-18 and the F-22 are not the same plane, but they're still on the same platform, if you will.
Like yeah,
You know what I'm saying? In a sense.
a Silverado and a 1500 are not the same truck, but
yeah,
yeah,
especially when you look at, if you want to take it into vehicle perspective, yeah, look at Chevy GMC.
yeah,
That's the biggest one out there that does this. They just take the body and plop it off and put the GMC on.
yeah.
Add different features, little bells and whistles, and do things differently, and call it a GMC. They take it off and put the cheap shit on and call it a Chevy.
Yeah, like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. All that,
I mean,
all that bailout money the government gave them and all that crap, and like one of the things, like we're not building cars anymore, and like seriously, dude, why is Chevy bothering with trucks? That's what GMC is for. It's still GM, damn it. When are you gonna realize this?
They just took GM because GM was the original product.
Yeah.
And they just kind of branched off and made Chevy, and then, I kind of get it, but they have the same chassis, same frame, same motor, and they do change some. Not everything's exact, but for the most part, a lot of it's the same. They just plop the new body on with the new bells and whistles.
Right. Right.
And so that's the concept where I kind of took it from and say, okay, well, the intent was to build a truck. Same truck. Is it a Chevy or a GMC?
Yeah. Yeah. What
You
bells and whistles you putting on?
Is it a V6 or a V8? You know, which one? You know, or is it a diesel?
And see that, and like
it's
you
the
were,
same truck.
well, you were talking about that, like also like, okay, yeah, I build a test fleet, and I do have a test fleet, but even I go to overkill. Like I probably shouldn't be testing all that little variants, the little sub variants of all the tech that I put on phases, that because phase is my test bed. They're that's almost like too much. That's almost overkill. I shouldn't have to go to even the best, even taking out like the best 7 or 5, even going down to 5. It's like I don't have to do all that crap.
But I'm talking about when you do brand new design, not phase.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just the tech that I usually throw on there is stuff that I've tested on phases, no matter what plane it is.
But you can't take that into consideration because test is the platform. Phase is the platform that's allowed you to test all of these things and know that, hey, it can accomplish a certain thing, or this tech does work on a plane.
Right.
Because we know that it works on phase, and it has changed the outcome of what phase does based on this change. So we know that change, in a sense, affects the flight of the plane. Especially like the cylinder. The cylinders are a big one.
Yeah, the cylinders are a big one.
And cylinder and hedrals or dihedrals. You know, that in itself has completely changed the way phase flies.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
That tech itself, okay, if you know what it does, because you know what phase in a raw sense, you know what the flight path looks like.
Oh yeah, almost always. That's true. Yes.
It goes out, it curves, you know, it goes way deep, and then it starts to it curves and glides around, and can sometimes almost come completely 180 behind you, if not further.
Yep.
You know,
yeah. See, all these people that have been with me for a while, they even know, like I could throw it and they don't even have to look at it. They say like, oh, that must be a phase judging by how it's flying. They'll know. They know. It's a signature move.
Yeah. So we know what that flight path looks like. And you know that, okay, based on that technology, phase didn't do that. It did this.
Right.
So it made it go straight like an interceptor based on this. So this tech, if I'm trying to build, you know, the next, you know, Javelin variant, or I'm trying to replace Javelin, maybe I want to put that tech on this plane. And you'll twiddle with that on the new design 15 different ways.
Yeah.
Which is great. I haven't been doing that because when I built Ekron, even when I built Ekron Dagger, and I did it very little. I did it, but I did it very little.
But in a way, what you
type concept, because you were the one saying, hey, it's got the same similar shape as a phase when it comes to the back end. Why don't you try doing this? And then I was hesitant. I've always been hesitant to cut into the body of a plane.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Especially if it flies good.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I'm like, oh no, I finally got one that actually flies good. I don't want to touch it because I'm like, no, it's flies. I myself have not been privileged to have as many that fly great. I've had my few, and I've had some that do really well, and the overall designs do well. But
he has. He's got some pretty good ones.
But when you have as many as you have with just phase alone, you're more willing to, and granted, you've got way more time and experience in it, so there's the difference.
Yeah.
That's part of it. But you also know that, hey, I'm okay if this completely jacks this plane up. I was never comfortable with that because I started from scratch and it was garbage and it was a bust, and I was better off following it up into a crumpled up piece of paper and throwing it.
It does. It hurts when something like that does happen.
So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
If I have a Diablo or when I had Diablo and it flew in the design that it was, I was like, no, I'm not touching it. I'm not doing anything to it. I struggled for years to not mess with it. Because I'm like, that works, and I don't want to touch it. And I did that for the longest time. I just built that one plane, same thing over and over and over and over and over. It wasn't until I got into Spider, and then later on getting into, the other versions of Thunderbolt and all of this other stuff that I started messing around and saying, okay, it's okay if this doesn't work. It's okay if I cut the wings in the back and it completely tumbles out of the air.
Indeed.
I know that I can build another one and not do that, and I don't have this problem again.
And of course, some of that tech that you have and something like that, it's not going to work on every plane that you have. If you come out with something that is like, from the fact that you're building it because of the wing ratio and the chord aspect, that it's going to come out and be a stunner. You already know that, like, well, I don't have to throw half the shit that I throw on my gliders like a phase or Spider on there, because it's just not going to affect the stunner at all. It's not going to matter.
You know what? And this is a side note. This doesn't have to be something that we do right away either. But maybe we could break the tech down based on the type of plane, type of category you fall in.
Ah, okay. I see where yeah, okay.
And this is where my database mind is going. This is what I'm saying. Like, that's an easy way to filter that.
Yeah, okay, I follow that. Yeah, that makes sense. We can do that.
And stuff that I can build for that based on the list that's already there and the planes that already have it, because you already have the list of your planes that you've done that with. I can change those X's and stuff to like a 1 or a Y, or really I could probably leave it as X's and see if it would work. But I can say, okay, if it has this, show me.
You still have that sheet, don't you?
All the categories together. But dude, my brain is like at that level now.
Well, it's about time.
Believe me, you have no freaking idea how I've finally gotten it.
It's a great epiphany, people, when you get something like that. When you realize that you have it, you're like, oh yeah, you've come the full circle when you realize that.
The other issue that I'm having work-wise too. Now I have this experience. Now I have this go fuck yourself attitude, really. YouTube, but I have this attitude that basically says, from an organizational standpoint, from a senior leader standpoint, I can stand in front of you and say, you're full of crap, this isn't going to work. Or, you don't know what you're talking about. You understand what you're trying to accomplish based on what Congress needs from you. And I get that. That's your priority, because that's what they're hounding you, and that's what they need from you is certain data analytics based on this particular, thing that we're doing as far as our organization goes. But you're missing the bigger picture, because you're so small-minded. Even though you're a senior leader and you're running 600-800 plus employees underneath you, you're still missing the picture. It's already ahead of you.
Probably happens way more often than you'd like it to.
Yeah. It's been happening way more. And I am the type of person now, I don't care if you get mad at me. I'm going to tell you that there are things that are jacked up as far as data goes and analytics go and this and that from an organizational standpoint, because you need to be aware of it as a leader. And now if you don't do anything about it, now I have a problem with you. I take it personal, because now you just don't care. And I'm paying my tax dollars just like everybody else, and I expect the best out of you, just like I give for me. So I want you to care just as much as I do. And I know not everybody's going to, but as a senior executive leader, you should.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You didn't get there without caring. You could have gotten there without caring, but you have to have some sort of people skills to get there. You didn't just jump into it. You had to work your way up and schmooze your way into it. You didn't get handed it overnight. It didn't happen. You had to work to get there. So you do understand organizational concepts and planning and ideas and marketing and all that other stuff. He's got that, but there are things that he's missing. And it's like, sir, with all due respect, just like the commercial that's out right now. When you hear, no offense, but everything that follows no offense is offensive. You know, everything when somebody approaches a military or some sort of leader, with all due respect, it's going to be disrespectful.
When you start out that way, that's how it always ends up. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
But I do it. But I'm trying to do it with tact and respect. Like I really am. I'm saying, hey, I get it, but you're still missing what I'm trying to say. And if you don't care enough, that's on you. I'm gonna still keep pushing the agenda. Now, if you can show me where what I'm seeing is irrelevant, or maybe I'm looking at it from a different angle, and I should look at it from your angle, sure. But just because you tell me to look at it from your angle doesn't mean I'm going to look at it from your angle, because I don't do that anymore. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. So because you tell me the concern is we have this initiative provided by Congress that they're tracking that they need to know, that's what we care about. I understand that, and I'm well aware of that, and the data needs to show that. But you're killing yourself getting that data because the rest of your data sucks. So let's go fix it. And then while we're fixing it, here's a way to add that modifier in there in the data set so I can easily give you the information that you're looking for within minutes instead of sitting here waiting all freaking day for somebody to manually calculate stuff.
Jesus, yeah, right?
Come up with all this stuff within Excel from 1995. Because I'm done.
Because I'm
That's
done.
why at the end of this month, I'm leaving the organization that I'm with and going to a different organization. I picked up my new ID card today. And there's going to be some paperwork filed at the very, very near future about that scenario in itself with Congress, because it's that big of a problem. But that's side note. That's the and more on the paper.
That's the and more. See, I knew I was going to do this show. Yep, I knew it. It was a good time to pick this one. I promise you that.
Yep. So, but it all comes back to like, okay, so because I've learned all of that, now I can take that and apply it to what we've been doing.
Okay.
I can sit here and look at our data, and I can look at all of the things that we're trying to do, and I can build this dashboard, this database. I just need to find out what platform we're going to use.
Fuck, I'm doing it.
Do I want to pay $5 a month? No. I can, but I don't want everybody else to have to pay $5 a month. I mean, that could be Patreon. We could have them do we could do a Patreon and say, okay, everybody that signs up for Patreon at $5 a month is going to get the app. Like specifically for me, like let me go look. Me yeah, my goodness, I have the sheet, but yeah, I have nothing on it. I see the sheet. It's got all of ours on it, actually. Yeah, yours has the okay. If blank, no. If can, possible. If done, yes. That's the statement that I see in my head. It's not exact, but that's how you would, in a sense, separate those three categories. Yeah, yours has can and done, and I don't see anything other than that than it being blank. So if it's blank, it's going to be no, or it's going to be, or we have a if blank column. So maybe we need 4 columns. Maybe we need a no, a blank, can, and a done. Because that's why I say this. So that's why you would instantly put it as a no. It would be. And oh my goodness, my brain is going 100 miles an hour. I hate it when it does this because hear me out when I say this. So in the database view where you're telling the system what type of plane it is, hear me out when I say this. So are you hearing me? Database. Are you tracking? Are we tracking on this? Are you getting where I'm coming? Because if I tell the system that it is a delta diamond, it's automatically going to give you, yes, you can do this. And if it's not a delta diamond, if you select the drop down and says, is this a delta diamond? No, it's going to not give you that option for tag. Hallelujah! I just done figured something out. Now I just got to get a database. No, it's going to not give you that option. I need. Hallelujah! I need to find some database software. Now I just got to get a database. No, it's going to not give you that option. I need. Hallelujah! I need to find some database software. Similar to database. No, it's going to not give you that option. I need. Power Apps. Similar to Power
Whoa.
Apps because I like the
It was
functionality.
quiet. That was stupid.
Salesforce, yes, but that's a paid platform. ServiceNow.
I didn't know you weren't listening. How long has it been? Whatever. Yeah, so you figured that one out. That's good.
But yeah, and see, my brain was never on that
know
way.
you were
That
listening. How
thought
long has it
process. I don't know if I would have ever figured this out before.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe what you're taking is helping you out right now.
Yeah, this is waiting this long has been a good thing.
I mean, it really would have been cool if we'd have been, able to go on this voyage of self-discovery like 8 months ago. But I'm not going to quibble the small things. It's just some time we lost. Try as it might, I'm still not going to consider it as bad as Sovid, but still. No, I mean, I'm glad you figured it out. How is it you managed to actually, how do you have the text sheet though, and you don't have the text sheet that has the one that you actually do have done on there, and you probably don't have 330. Well, you probably don't have 332 on there for obvious reasons, but
is this free?
Are you finding something now?
Is this free?
He's finding something that I'm gonna put this fucking thing over here. I swear to God, you guys are about to go on a ride. I'm telling you.
Let me install this on the stinking computer.
I'm trying to figure out why I did that. Maybe it's because I got a plane background back here that you guys can see. You see these planes? Is that why you're with me?
Sorry, I'm zoned out, and now I'm in database mode.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. It's paper flight more.
Because I was looking for something. I googled something that said, "Hey, let me see what's a free alternative to Microsoft Power Apps. What are people using outside of Power Apps?" And they gave me some lists and stuff, and this one was in the top 5 of the search. I was like, "What the heck is this?" And
I'm looking through all the things here, so
I'm just gonna download it and see what this does.
Why not? Hey, dude, like I said, the tech continues, so we get new stuff all the time.
I'm just gonna download it. Feeding the hand. See what this does. Power our
Why
server.
not? Hey, dude, like I said, the tech continues, so we get new stuff all the time. I mean, it's really cool that you actually have newer options like this than when we started. So now it's
yeah, this wasn't out.
Yeah.
And Power Apps was.
mean, it's
the
really
power
cool
apps
that you
have
actually
been out
have.
for, a few years now. But my knowledge when I initially was trying to do something is nowhere near where it's at now. Over the last almost 3 years.
Are you going to be able to actually have like the booth set back up, or the actual studio set back up, so you got like your mat and stuff like that for shows and everything, or?
Well, so the booth itself,
I mean,
I
don't
captured
literally
up.
a booth. I just mean like whatever you're going to do in there. But
Oh yeah. Most of my stuff is packed away right now. So once I get settled into the new place, um, hopefully that's sooner than later. But
I can't believe we keep going through this.
I know, and I have to apologize again because this was never part of the plan. Like it was part of the secondary, like that'll be a second home to get away for the wintertime. But it was never a plan to just pack up and move and get sell the house. Because we've been tossing this back and forth for a while, and it's like, no, we're not selling. No, we're not selling. We're gonna figure it out. No, we're not selling. And since September, since I snapped it in September, and I've been fighting and fighting and fighting to not have to sell it, we just come to the realization that I just don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I can't stay up here in the wintertime and do everything I need to do. Paying somebody is an option, but I can't find the time to get them to come out. Or I shouldn't say I can't find the time. They don't have the time to come out when I need them to come out. Because it's such a small town area up here. All these small towns up here, like Jim Bob from down the road, and he's booked out 6 months.
Jim Bob. Yeah.
And he's I'm saying Jim Bob because Southern type stuff.
Well, yeah.
It's whatever his name is from down the road, and he's the only guy within 300 miles that does it. So you just have to suck it up.
Right? No, yeah, I got you.
It is small guys. Half of them probably don't even have business license. They just do stuff for people and get paid for it because it's just
It's like true barter system in the classic sense of the word.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I traded my snow blower to my neighbor for him to come plow my driveway this past winter because I could not keep up with it because I was in so much pain, and he needed a new snowblower. So for trade, that's what I did. I gave him the new blower that I've used like 4 times. I got a deal on it, and actually it was worth it because I was up to my knees in stinking snow in the driveway, and I couldn't get out. And it was so bad this year that I just had to I didn't have a choice. So,
okay.
Staying up here and doing all of this stuff is just with where I'm at. It's not.
So the 147th and 148th are gone again. Oh. Yep, they sure are. Okay, so when you get another new base, assuming you don't move to the exact same one you came out of, wouldn't that be a shit?
No, I'm not going to the same. I'm not planning. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to close some of those Florida bases, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. That's part of the plan.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Do you want to do an intermission and come back, or do you want to start a whole new?
We can start a whole new one since we got an hour and a half in the can. So yeah, it'd be great. We'll call it the show and bring you back a show and record it. That way we can drop it for people. And why am I telling you all this? I shouldn't be telling you all this. But yeah, no, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
we can do it however. I've got to figure out where it said this thing went.
I'm just looking through the screen. So yeah, people. Dude, we've been the show. We've been live. We've been live. It's nice hanging with y'all. I'm gonna close this one out. We'll come back to you. Good having y'all out there, Robert. Good to visit. I've seen people pop in. So whoever y'all are, thanks for showing up. It was nice having y'all out here. Nice talking with NASA's. NASA's back in the brick. Maybe we'll get some more business. We got some more business going on. So, nice of y'all to be out there. You know what we do. You know where we are. Come on and visit and show us your videos. Later, people.